Hi everyone. When it comes to having the right environment in your marriage, in the last video I talked about the internal environment, the external environment, why you should have the right environment in your home, which is the peaceful kind of environment. Let's look deeper into what an internal environment is really about. So I'm going to be using the story of Queen Esther in the Bible to make certain references about why your environment really matters a lot. So I've written down like 7 important lessons that I learned about the strategy that Queen Esther used to win the hearts of her husband. Now, in my Bible reading here, Proverbs 21 verse 1, it says that the Lord controls the mind of a king as easily as it directs the course of a stream. And when you look further, it says that you may think that everything you do is right, but remember that the Lord judges your motives. What this means is that when it comes to internal environment, it's really referring to the state of your heart, the state of your mind, the state of your belief system concerning your marriage. When Queen Esther wanted to present her case to the king concerning Haman, she did not just try to make use of her right and say, well, I am a wife, I can do what I want, I can demand for what I want. She actually understood that what she wanted to do has never been done. She also understood that there is a mindset, there is a state of heart that she needed to have to get what she wants. And when the Bible says that the Lord controls the heart of man, you need to know that when you're interceding for a change in your home, or you're really, looking towards God restoring your marriage, or bringing in a new wine in your home, or just making your marriage better than it currently is, you really cannot fight into it. You cannot nag into it. You cannot force yourself into it. You cannot start to demand for respect at all costs. You cannot start to force him to love you the way that you want it. You have to tread with caution and with wisdom. And that's why I'm saying to you that if you want God to touch the heart of your spouse, then you need to actually start by making sure that your heart is right. So let's look at 7 things that I'm learning from Queen Esther. The first one I have here is possibilities. She had a mind of possibilities. She had a mind that this can work. She said, if I perish, I perish. And what that means is that you need to have the right mindset when it comes to having the best marriage that you've always wanted. I spoke to a married man recently, and he has been married for about 6 years, and he said to me that marriage is hard work and marriage is stress, that he wished that he never got married. And I know that the only reason why he feels this way is because he is currently married to someone who has not been honoring him, or has not really made the home very sweet for him. You know how it is. If he had gotten married to a very honorable woman, or a virtuous woman, or a woman who respects him, or because when we look into the issues, we could see that she had been taking it for granted based on many other things that started in the beginning, even when they were dating. If he had had it very easy, he would have come out to say marriage is beautiful, marriage is this. But his experience is now clouding his understanding or mindset of marriage. And that's how it can be for you. If you've gone through a lot of difficult times, or a lot of things that has really happened, you might start to think that this marriage is not even worth it. Now, if you are married, if you're in a marriage of abuse, like your partner is abusing you physically, I would advise that you go sort things out and get yourself out of there, at least till you're able to settle things. Do not stay there hoping that things will change. But if you're in a marriage where you just feel like things are cold, or there's distance, or it's not just healthy like it should be, you want things to change, then this really would work for you. So have a mindset of possibility. The second thing I learned from her is the state of her heart, which was honor. She had honor towards her husband. She honored her husband so much that the king was saying to her, I will give to you half of the kingdom. Just ask for what she wants. You need to understand that blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. God looks at your heart. If your heart is filled with bitterness, resentment, pride, towards God, towards your spouse, God will not just come down and answer your prayers about your marriage. God needs you to have the right state of mind. The third is, she actually went through the route of faith and prayer. She told them to fast. and that they should intercede before she even goes to the king. And that's where this scripture comes in place, because when you want your wife or your husband to become a better person, or you want both of you to make that marriage work together, and it's really just coming with resistance, sometimes you just have to intercede and say, God, I need your wisdom. God, I need strength. I need grace. I need to understand the right timing. I need to understand where this is even coming from, and when you do that, you're able to find a better solution than if you were just talking and fighting every single day. The fourth thing I learned from Queen Esther is unity. And she told Mordecai, talk to all the Jews and tell them to fast. I am a maid servant, will also fast, and we are going to bring God's power into this situation. Unity is very important, and this is about the environment you're creating in your home. If you focus on having unity first rather than fighting for justice, it becomes very easy for God to invade your home. Remember, in the first video I said that God is looking for people who can host his presence right in the marriage, and it starts with having unity in the home. God cannot stay where there is strife. He cannot stay there. That's very important. Okay, so number 5 is she showed so much of love, peace, and care towards her husband. Even though she had the opportunity to just talk that first time, she was focused on just building momentum of love and care towards her husband. You want to do that. When I wrote down few things that I learned from this in the other way, I said things like having the right mindset, having the right thoughts, having the right belief system, having the right heart, because that really matters a lot. I'm saying to you that even when your partner does not deserve that love, still show unconditional love. You're the one who wants to model what you want to your partner. And the Bible says to women that you should, win your husband without words. Let him see. And this can also apply to the other sex. You can win your wife even without words. It can show from the way you show care, love, and honor. Do you get that? Okay, so number 6, I wrote a joyous mood. Queen Esther was joyous throughout the whole process. Even though she was afraid, even though she was not sure what would happen, she made sure that she was, just focused on the fact that this would turn out well. And when you're in your marriage, you need to actually get your joy back. Don't give up too soon. Don't cry every day. And all of all these things I'm sharing with you also applies to me also. So there are days where I'm just not happy, and there are days where I'm super excited. These things will always happen in your marriage, but you need to always get your joy back, because joy is a weapon against the enemy. Faith is a weapon against the enemy. A positive mind and a clean heart, these are weapons against the enemy. Remember, your weapons are not flesh and blood. Okay, so the last thing I learned is patience. She was very patient. Even when the king was suggesting to her, let me do this for you, let me do this for you, she delayed gratification just to make sure that the timing was right. There's something about the right timing, the right words, and the right environment. It just makes it easy for you to pass across your information and get the change that you always want. And when God leads you in the right timing, you will be successful. I hope that you learned a lot from this particular series. In the next video, I'll be sharing with you what it takes to have a good external environment in your home. I would really love to hear from you. Please share this with other people. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a blessed marriage.